And hello everybody, and welcome to episode 34 of Baldur's Gate 3. We are still here in Sorcerer's Sundries, but with a little bit of change since the last episode. We did a lot of commerce. I did a lot of commerce off camera. I was able to bounce back to the camp, get a whole bunch of stuff out of the chest, sell it, and then bought a lot of spells for Gale. And I mean a lot of spells for Gale, and then taught them to him, the ones that we didn't have. And as a result, if we go up to type, it's not that I'm broke, but if you might remember that at previous points in the game I had like 6 and 7 and 8,000 gold. We're down to about 2,000, which, now again, not destitute, but I'm definitely feeling the cost of all the stuff that we've bought. Now from here, we had one other piece of business here in Sorcerer's Sundries, and it was that we needed to get into the bookseller's office. Let me just see if I can find that. We persuaded Tolna to tell us how the Sorcerer's Sundries vault can be accessed. The entrance is via her office, though she refused to grant us access. We need to find a way into her office. The trouble with that is it turns out that these fellows are up here, and they are keeping rapt watch on those metal doors. And I don't actually know that those are the offices, but there's no office-like space down on the first floor that I was able to find in the last episode. So I'm going to say that that's probably it. Why don't we head upstairs to see if we can find any way up there, or in there. Okay. There could be all sorts of nasty traps in here. Basement chest key. I think I can swipe that. Officious note. Mickler. Master Leroican has requested his tome of divination spells be brought to the basement. He must focus without interruption in order to see the unseen. Since you refuse to speak to me since the incident with the ape, I have no choice but to make my request in writing. Vompter. Hold on, I wasn't expecting that to be a thing. We found a note in Tolna's office regarding the Sorcerer's Sundries vault. It sounds like the vault is protected by some invisible means. We should tread carefully. What? What part of that? In order to see the unseen. But I don't, that's not, whatever. I have a very different read of that note. Let's read the note from Vompter. Mickler, as you refuse to speak with me following the incident with the three-eyed man, I have no choice but to make my request in writing. Master Leroican instructs you to bring his newly acquired lamp, the one with the djinn, to the vault and store it behind the protective wall. It is far too dangerous to be left on display in the shop proper. I am not very enthusiastic about interacting with a djinn. According to standard wisdom, the weave is comprised of the body of Mystra, or the domain of Mistral, the threads connecting all of creation to the source of magic itself. I posit to the intrepid reader that the truth is far more fascinating. The weave as we know it is not invisible at all. No, certain among us, who I call seers, can sense the true nature of the weave as an incredibly fine but highly physical and edible substance left in our realm by spacefaring giants called Immortum several aeons ago. Each time we wield this power, creatures called weave devils consume these strands of weave, and their excrement is a powerful force we call magic. I know this will shock many readers, but I only deliver the facts as I know them and as the esteemed wizarding community wants to keep from you. Oh, that could be a parody of so many different, just wild out there theories. Adventurers Wanted. Yeah, we've read that. That's to go get the Night Song. We've dispensed with that. This, sadly, does not appear to be the correct office. Now the question is... Oh, no one is looking over here right now. This is great. Okay, everybody continue with your current level of fascination for this side of the room. I'm going to use the Be Invisible move again. Apparently, I'm covering myself in leaves and twigs to appear as part of this door. Shit! Wait, no, who's looking over here? What just happened? Technically, we're still free, but I can't figure out where this vision cone is coming from, and it makes me a little nervous. I understand that as soon as we move, we lose the invisibility, but I still do it because I figure during the time that she is picking the lock, if she cannot be perceived, she cannot be caught. This book appears to be a bespoke edition, not mass-printed like the others of the series. A note is affixed to the front page. Dear Sir, though I appreciate your attempt to contribute to our popular series, I'm afraid we are not accepting reader submissions at this time. Furthermore, I would recommend our fact-checker, Hope Candor, for your personal employ should you wish to attempt to publish this volume under a different name elsewhere. Kind regards, Embra Coil. So this is some sort of a burn, but I haven't figured it out. Yeah, basically saying to hire a fact-checker if you choose to try to publish it elsewhere. Apparently riddled with errors. On the nightstand here, never forget the importance of spell components for casters of every make and kind. Verbal, somatic, and material components must all be utilized correctly, meaning one must be certain not to fall victim to silencing or restraining, which would prohibit one from casting one's intended spells. Or if you need to get to bed at night, that is going to put you right out. Regrettably, this also does not appear to be the bookseller's office, which means that I don't know where that is. This seems to be Leroican's office, based on the amount of pro-Leroican stuff. Impractical magic. Let's take a quick look. Okay, that actually just seems to be a novel, so we're going to pick it up for now. On the plus side, we did find that basement key, so that's got to go somewhere. I mean, obviously either to get to the basement or something in the basement. I suppose it could be down here. I mean, if I was a basement to this building, going down here, and then maybe this little side panel in. Yeah, let's go check this area for a basement entrance.
Oh, poor kid found his parents like this. It's a tragedy, yeah. But it's not like we can look after him.
Little un found his folks gutted. Didn't see it happen though, thank the gods. City's home to some proper sick bastards.
I got lost, and then when I found Mummy and Daddy again, they wouldn't get up. I shouldn't have run away. I'm just sorry.
Really not enjoying this conversation.
I want to go home.
Regrettably, no way to speak with either of them, and I am not going to pilfer their pockets. So aside from that sadness, no other ways into the basement of this building that I can find. God, that's depressing.
The lower cities are bloody warren. I'm surprised anyone can find their way around.
We're not lost. Just taking in the view before continuing on our way.
And this is going to go down to a completely different area. We could go to the Baron's Coop. I would like to maybe visit that in a second. Hold on, I want to talk to Geezer.
Do you know how hard it was to get those cabbages into the city? Nigh on impossible.
And then that leads no basement entrance over here that I can see. And then we go back up the stairs, and this takes us back to... I do remember these folks here. So we've gone all the way around the entrance to Sorcerer's Sundries. And I am no closer to knowing how to get into the basement. Alright, let's put Sorcerer's Sundries on the back burner for a minute, because I'm not sure how to progress that. It's very important to Gale. We are going to need to come back. But for the time being, why don't we maybe go down and help the Hag Survivors? Or I have something better. We're going to go investigate the suspicious toys. Oh, I want to talk to the cat.
Hold, Seeker. Have you come to swear yourself to Shress by my paw?
Shress as in Shress's caress?
Yes, and no. Your kind has lost their way in their worship of the feline of Felicity. You only hold to her basest tenets. Now, will you heed our mother's call and bolster her as she crushes the heathen absolute beneath her divine paw?
I love the voice work on the cats. I'm not sure Shress is the goddess for me, though. My ranger is a little bit agnostic about all of these various Faerun gods.
Shress shall mourn your absence, but always honor your capriciousness as her own. May your dusks be long, and your hunger fleeting.
I think we got a blessing from that cat.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Ah, you look like someone who can probably read. Can I interest you in a copy of the Baldur's Mouth Gazette? Please buy one.
And let's help him out. Wait, Sylphie, was this one of the kids from Emerald Grove?
We're all doing our bit. Better than sitting around waiting for the gates to open. It's a really good paper, though. No spelling mistakes in it or anything.
I'll take one.
Thank you. My first sale. I can't wait to tell Mole.
Wait, can we get an update on Maul? Because I've got her eye patch and I was worried about her. Maybe 99% sure that this is the same one that we've already seen. Yes. Still, help out the kid. It's cool. We can afford the 2 gold.
Would you throw one of them?
That smoke powder smell. It smells so good.
Faces, hands, and eyebrows. How do we protect them?
Watch for wind direction. Put on your gloves. And a light at arm's length.
Very good. And what does Uncle Felogyr always say?
Once it's lit, you commit.
Excellent! Now remember, Felogyr's fireworks accepts no liability for singed nails, toasted eyelashes, loss of limbs, scalded torsos, or blown off heads. Now, you there. What can I do for you?
You feel an all too familiar squirm in the recesses of your mind. He has a tadpole.
Aha! A fellow friend of Gortash. Praise the Absolute. I have a special sample, available just for you, if you wish.
So the merchant's password came from Arthur when we interrogated him. Uncle Felogyr sent me.
Aha! You must be Arthur's friend. Keep your voice down. Yes, yes, he's just upstairs, but only one flight. If you get to the top, you've gone too far. Browse as irresponsibly as you like. Just don't tell the other customers.
Head on up. Your uncle is waiting for you upstairs.
Will do, and that does appear to be behind this Bioshock door. We're not going to steal anything.
Any torches, matches, wizards, or other sources of open flame, keep them unlit, please.
Wait, we've got an Azer with a flaming head. Is that a problem? There's also a hatch to go down. Look at this thing. Send a small rocket at a foe, blasting the target and inflicting color spray. That seems like a lot of fun, actually. I want to see if we have any other dialogue with Avery here.
Have you tried the Lanternese candles? Or perhaps the delicate simplicity of a perfectly crafted torch is more to your taste?
You mentioned Gortash when we first met. Do you work with him?
Oh, heavens no. Not with him. I work for him. As I do for all of my most loyal customers. Fabulously charismatic man, though. Tips well. What are you really asking, friend of Gortash?
What do you have for sale?
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? See for yourself. Remember, once it's lit, you commit. And if it's not a firework, do whatever you like.
I feel like we didn't talk with this person yet. Robin.
He's a bit of a genius, isn't he? At sales, not fireworks. Of course, it helps to have the only license in town to sell the stuff.
I'm gonna see if we can head upstairs. We've been invited.
Tell us what happened.
Employees only, past dear. If you're expecting any packages, they'll bring them down to you. You're not going to find Uncle Felogyr up there. He's literally not alive.
Oh, that's the guard, not this woman who I wanted to talk with Clerk Tamara.
Employees only, past dear. If you're
Okay, granted. Can I talk with this person now?
Another friend of Felogyr? All right. Just remember the top floor's off limits, password or not. Looking to buy a little something extra, then?
I am a better ranger than I am a rogue, or at least a more experienced one. And this doesn't... This is just me straight up saying illegal hustle. But sure, why don't we do this, Rogue? I know the signs of an illegal hustle. Why don't you just tell me what's going on?
That could not be less of your business.
What have you got?
Smoke powder in its earthier forms. For purists only. Don't jostle any of the merchandise on your way out.
Steady. Any spillage and they'll be picking my teeth out of the roof beams. We will cure you of your pestilence.
Avery's storage key. Hold on. Where is Avery's storage key? Avery's storage key is on the shelf there. I can think of no way back there that doesn't involve... I mean, do they care about Corvus? What if I was Corvus?
Not critical, just a bastard if it breaks. Won't blow us up.
Chemist. Oh no, that's his name. Chimist. And then back here we've got a couple other people. Do we see any other way to get back here that doesn't involve going past the guard? We've got this fist. And they're monitoring this crane, but I don't have a good reason to believe that that crane actually moves, that it's anything other than cosmetic. This is the suspicious toys. We reached the top floor of Felogyr's fireworks and discovered Bainite cultists assembling explosives. We need to stop them. Is there a way to do that aside from just suddenly sneak attacking them? I'm not anti-sneak attack, and remember, these were the people that their goal was to blow up teddy bears that they gave out to children. Like, this is about as bad as you can be. And yet, I usually prefer to let the other side choose to get violent. Like, I like that to be the result of our decisions and not our trespassing.
Look, either you came to buy things from Tamara, or you really don't understand how shops work.
So maybe we'll just come back here. We've already foiled their exploding teddy bear plan. It's going to take them a little bit of time to concoct a different one. And that person's just straight facing the hatch down. In terms of open windows or other pathways in, it's a little weird. That's the floor that we've already been to, and I don't see any other ways in. My difficulty at discerning how do you access other floors in this vertical map, that has been a thing for as long as I've been playing. It's the thing that the map just really struggles to communicate. Let's head up and talk with the Hag Survivors. Request to join the Hag Survivors. I write this to you with shame in my heart. My brother, the light of my life, fell prey to an evil hag. He sought fame and fortune, and she gave it to him. He now sits in my hometown square, a statue at the heart of the fountain. A plaque at his feet reads, "Toss a coin for luck." Water spills into the square sometimes, so overflowing is the fountain with coppers. I failed him. I was so wrapped up in my own pain that I didn't notice his. And then I saw your poster advertising your meetings about other Hag Survivors. Could I join? I think it would do my heart good to meet others like me who have suffered. Kindest regards, Jotlo. I kind of need the $14, but I don't want to take that. Also, do we just rip open the door? I guess so. It's not even marked as being illegal to lockpick. An eviction notice. I've had it. Snowstorms inside the house, blood weeping from the windows, and now Mr. Wimby's cat is vomiting up frogs. The poor man had a bloody heart attack from the shock. I know you lot are trying to fight back against hags or whatever, and that's great, honestly. But I can't risk the neighborhood just because you were stupid enough to piss off a hag. Keep your rent. I want you all out by tomorrow. Help the Hag Survivors. We've got a journal update. We found an eviction notice. The people who lived in Baron's Coop drew the wrath of a hag and were kicked out by their landlord. Maybe we will find some more information about where they went. How to kill a hag. With violence, usually. We've got a barely legible letter. Dear Miss Adriel. Cled found a place. A nice old man called Mr. Garlow used to live here, but his neighbor said he doesn't live here anymore. Cled thinks it's perfect. We can hide from the hag, or fight, or whatever you think is a good idea. Cled knows you will have a good plan. Cled will wait at old Garlow's for you. Bye, Cled. We've done it. It took sweat, blood, and tears, but we've done it. We know how to kill a hag. Meet myself and Adriel at old Garlow's. This is going to change everything. Signed, Mayrina. Suspicious toys. There's the fireworks. We're not going to go back there right now, but boy, does it feel like that's going to be a place that you've got to just get loud and violent with it. Oh, there's old Garlow's place right there. So let's head down to Heapside Strand, and then we'll make our way to the west over to help the Hag Survivors. Oh, Sylphie, we've already...
Can't talk. I might miss my next customer.
Don't worry about the smell, citizen. Probably just the drains. Nothing to concern yourself with.
You can smell that, right? Bloody rotten it is.
I'm going to try to stick to the west here. We're trying to work our way over to old what's-his-face's place.
Behold, this tree is plagued by pestilence, yet refuses to die. The goddess Shontia wishes me to save it. I can feel it. I will cure you of your pestilence.
Kind of a bummer we don't have Halsin here.
Things aren't like they used to be. Broadsheet says it all, really. The paper quality is atrocious. Worn edges, easy tearing. That newfangled mechanical printworks is to blame.
Shontia, bless these.
Oh, that is somewhat further to the west. Do we want to go south? Why don't we swing back here? I want to go up to the north.
We're rooting out disloyal elements among the problem citizens, all right? Now move along.
Gods, this is totally obnoxious. But I guess I'd better keep my lips sewed shut, eh?
I stole an apple once when I was 9, but that thing won't know about it. I hope.
I wish we could get this over with. If I don't make my deliveries, I don't get paid.
As you can see, there's no trouble here, right? And I'm sure you don't want to cause any.
Oh, don't look at me like that. I'm not stupid. I know it's probably a scam, but what if it's not?
Have you fallen foul of a cultist's curse? Been addled by an absolutist incantation? Not sure? Best stock up on charms, just in case.
What are you selling?
Protection, of course. Who knows the horrors these cultists have up their sleeves? Can't be too prepared.
Let's see. So he sells various necklaces and rings, and I mean, they don't appear to be valueless, but they don't also have anything to do with what he says he's selling. Why don't we sell him $92 worth of stuff? Oh, hold on. I am sure I don't want to proceed. I meant to take his $92.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
Flymm's Cobblers. Walk in a pauper, strut out a duke.
Ah, sir, you've chosen a special special day to visit the family home of Archduke Enver Gortash. We're celebrating our dear son's magnificent achievement with a special run of leather-soled shoes.
Gods, Gortash has a mother. I assumed he sprang fully formed from a lich's arse crack or something.
Pleasure to meet the mother of the Archduke.
His one and only. My, but he's made us proud, such humble beginnings. And look at him now. I've been crying happy tears all this 10 day. What more could a mother want for her little boy?
Your tadpole squirms. These people are infected with the parasite, but something is off.
Yeah, thanks, Yoda. I got that sense. I'm, for the second time in the entire game, very tempted to delve into her mind. I'm gonna do it.
You search her mind, but the psionic forces that control her are different, split somehow. Your own consciousness slips into the gap.
Help me! God, help me! Enver's ruined my mind. He's taken my body. I should have slammed the door in his face, but I let him in and he rammed some kind of worm in our eyes. I'm here, but I can't speak. I can't act. I'm trapped.
I honestly don't know what is best to give her information. This does not seem like comforting information. What exactly happened? I don't know what more information she's going to give us beyond what she just said. It seems like a pretty thorough description. What exactly happened?
We hadn't seen him in so long. I knew he was an animal, but I underestimated him. He sauntered in, Lord Gortash. What a name! Conjured up like a cheap trick. Said he was back for good, and he wanted to repay us for his childhood. Still bitter after all these years, but we did what was best for him, for all of us. We had debts, world-ending debts, trying to keep this cursed shop afloat. Dangerous lenders who said they'd bury us all if we didn't pay. Then a warlock offered us a pretty penny for Enver's service. He was a smart boy. Too smart. It was give him up, and all of us live or refuse and die. What choice did we have?
You sold your son to a warlock. That's unforgivable.
We got good coin for him. Closed our debts and all of us kept our lives. Enver included. You may disagree, Enver did, but we don't deserve this torment. You're the first person who's heard the real me in months.
We are going to help her. There are punishments for what she did. This isn't it. This is inhumane, cruel torture. There should be a justice system that investigates this and treats it accordingly. This is not that. I can put you out of your misery if you like, since those are the only options that we've got here.
There has to be another way. I deserve to live again. I deserve my own life.
All right, then you're going to have to sit tight because I don't have a way to pull these out. There's nothing I can do for you, at least for now. I'm sorry.
There has to be. I can't live like this. I'm trapped. Trapped.
For now, I'm going to leave. Here's my hope. We take action with the Elder Brain. It purges or vaporizes all of the tadpoles. Everybody goes back to normal, and then the Fist can come and arrest this woman or whatever they do. I don't know the laws in this world about like selling your children, but hopefully they're somewhat similar to, well, at least where I grew up, where that's a big no-no, and you know they come and they take you away for that. But that's regular prison, not this sort of, you know, thrust a worm into your ear or eye or whatever. We're gonna leave for now.
Your tadpole lashes and recoils. The connection is broken.
Come again soon.
Lord Gortash should have his own column. Never mind just an interview.
Okay, Karlach has an exclamation point. We definitely want to chat with her.
So, Gortash's parents sold him to a warlock. Why does that sound so familiar? I've got no interest in empathizing with the fuck. Maybe what he did to me was some kind of mirror of what happened to him. When you get fucked up, you fuck up right back.
Sometimes said as hurt people, but yeah, the profane version works better.
Be very welcome to Flymm's Cobblers, humble family home of our Archduke Enver Gortash. He may not have followed in his old man's shoe steps, but Archduke's not so bad, is it?
Gortash's dad. Same treatment as his mum, I guess.
You're Gortash's father. Is there any point in having a conversation with the fake version? I'm gonna try it first. You're Gortash's father, then?
He's the image of me, isn't he? Always was a handsome devil.
I'm just not interested in inflicting lethal violence against unarmed people unless they ask for it. When I asked the mother, she was like, "No, I deserve to have my own life." Sure. So let's connect our tadpoles.
You focus on the source of the power, but it is quiet and still. It needs to rest.
Okay, we're all elicited out. And I don't want to buy any shoes right now.
Finest leather in the city. Ask anyone.
We're gonna look up.
Might be worth a look.
Nope, hold on. Somebody noticed the portrait of Gortash.
Big Gortash fans.
It's signed and everything. How many kids? Oh, well, this is just their shop. Maybe they've moved in the years since. It just seems like a very, very small space for what they seem to describe as like a variety of kids. But maybe it was just them and Gortash. Wait, this is by Enver Gortash, so let's read. What is progress? Progress is the movement of society and culture towards a state of collective unity. Without unity, mortals, each with their own individual agenda, blunder against each other, causing friction, conflict, war. Unity, peace, and prosperity is achieved when the collective follows a single agenda, that of one superior person. Runaway egocentrism. I just like that unity is just worship of one superior person. Runaway egocentrism, that urge often miscalled free will, is the one true enemy of unity. Free will must be eliminated. Control of the brain is the key. The Netherese tadpole is the perfect tool. Tadpole, the brain is freed of egocentrism to follow the agenda of unity. A tadpole brain is a happy brain. There is no conflict except against the enemies of unity. And the brain is all you need. Once freed from its agenda of free will, it can also be freed from the frailties of the mortal form. The brain can live forever in a seal body. Oh, so the nature of the seal watch has been a little opaque to me, but yeah, there are definitely human brains in there. Even better, control that body from afar. So that's what we've got to do. We've got to put all of the brains in the seal watch foundry down. Glad I read that. We probably would have found that at the Foundry anyway, but now we've got that confirmation. And tadpole or no, I'm not going to steal from these, like, people that are just living hand to mouth. Well, that was an unexpected stopover. I suspect every single house in the game has a story behind it. We've already talked with Honest Vendor and all of those couriers. We haven't talked with those folks yet, but why don't we go see if we can head south to the Hag Survivors? Notice of condemnation, right? Yeah, the building is condemned. Dear Sir, as in our previous correspondences have gone unanswered, a Builders Guild representative was forced to enter your property in order to inspect the premises. Your property has been found in gross violation of several safety regulations. Until steps are taken to correct this, we're condemning the property known as Old Garlow's Place effective immediately under Bylaw 42A. Should you wish to contest this, please contact your local Builders Guild representative. Ardent Low. Well, that just makes me think that this is the right place.
Careful! Careful! People don't bloody look where they're walking.
Somebody is giggling and in a very malevolent way. The thing is, I think it's happening upstairs.
An intruder. These people are under my protection. I'll not let you harm them. Hearken to my words, wicked creature. Return to the pit of evil from whence you came.
I do like the I will eat your souls, but I'm Alyssa. Nice to meet you. Let's try to talk her down a little bit.
Don't listen. Who knows what spells it weaves around us? Quickly, cleric.
Helm, protector of all, grant me the power to ignite this creature's flesh and burn its bones to ash. Begone, monster. Your hag mother holds no power here.
Hold the hell on. I'm actually worried now that this is going to become violent. A hag is after you. I can help. I fought one before. I might use inspiration on this. No, we're good. Okay.
Wait. Cled smells no lie.
Then you speak truth. You fought a hag before. At ease, everyone. We may have found ourselves an ally. Forgive the paranoia. We're being hunted by a vile and wicked hag. We feared you, her minion. She's already hexed one of us, and any of us could be next.
Why is she hunting you?
Because we dared to do the impossible. We dared to fight back. You see, all of us here have fallen victim to a hag's vicious ways. But instead of succumbing to despair, we rose above it. Thanks to Mayrina, our leader. Together, we've been helping others who've suffered at the claws of a hag. Only, Mayrina's been hexed by the very hag who now hunts us.
Mayrina, I know her. She was captured by Auntie Ethel. Was she the person that we saved out of the basement? I'm trying to remember her name. She was the one that was trying to cut a deal with the hag? Mayrina, I know her. She was captured by Auntie Ethel. Although, there's no reason for this person to know who Auntie Ethel is. That just feels like it is begging a lot more questions.
You're the one that saved her. The one that ventured to the depths of Ethel's lair. I can hardly believe it. You look so... normal. By Helm, perhaps there is hope. If anyone can help Mayrina, it's you. She's upstairs. be warned. She's not as you remember her.
Pretty giggly, I imagine.
Convenient, you showing up like this. You may have the others fooled, but I shall be keeping a close eye on you.
Indiana Jones super hates this guy. Marina is an old friend, I wouldn't hurt her. Although, if I remember correctly, didn't we part on really, really bad terms? Because if it's the woman that I'm thinking of, she was hoping to have her husband resurrected, and I snapped the wand right in front of her. Because I remember that being like a super dick move. I was like, why do it right in front of her? It was a really, really bad idea to bring her husband back to life, and also I felt like my character chose the cruelest possible way to deny her that thing that she wanted so much. Still, Marina is an old friend, I wouldn't hurt her.
Then stop wasting my time and go help her.
Alright, we'll talk with the others when we come back downstairs. They probably wanted me to put my money where my mouth is.
A strange-looking doll.
Marina, it's me. I'm here to help you. Are you all right?
Listen to me. The doll. The doll.
Doll, got it.
The doll. Find the doll.
I get this feeling that the doll might teleport around as we try to get it.
A strange-looking doll.
But we can see if it runs out of places to teleport. Okay, now it's going back to where it was. Let's see if we can find anything else up here, because maybe, like I saw hoof-trodden diary, for example. Maybe there's some more information that we can find. Time out. Let's read that next. The page starts off written in an elegant cursive, but soon devolves into a scrawling mess. I dreamed of Ethel again. She laughed, mouth full of my guts, as she ripped my baby from my stomach with her teeth. I screamed, and so did the babe, but then it changed into a doll, a horrible-looking thing. I woke up freezing cold but burning hot. Will I ever escape that goddamn witch? I saw the doll again, but it was no dream. Cled was telling me about a nice cloud he saw outside when I spotted it over his shoulder, staring at me. I screamed, and poor Cled started screaming too, so I lied and said I saw a mouse. I think I just need to sleep. The doll, it's everywhere. I tried to warn the others, but I can't speak, can't walk. My fingers stiffen as I write. Adrienne, get... The page ends in a bizarre off-kilter scrawl. I wonder if we can only perceive the doll because Gale has detect invisibility. Because if Cled couldn't see it...
What an ugly doll. I'd only give this to a child I didn't like.
Hold on. Let's position some people at the spaces that we know the doll goes to.
This doll. I do not wish to meet the child who finds comfort in that.
Huh. That honestly seems a bit like cheating. I don't know how to get to that.
Lovely day, this. For now.
Hey, Karlak, can you move this? Is she allowed to move furniture? No, there's no drag and drop on this. Uh-oh. You guys, this might be a problem. In the real world, you would just, like, smash this apart. Oh, wait, maybe we just smash it apart. What? Why not?
Interesting little fella.
Could be useful.
What an ugly doll. I'd only give this to a child I didn't like.
No, pick it up.
Interesting.
Okay, so it doesn't care if there's a character standing right there. Let's head downstairs and talk to her friends, and maybe we can collect some more information.
Please help Lady Marina. She's nice and kind and sweet to Cled. To everyone.
Have you seen a doll around here?
You saw the doll too. It was in the next room, staring. But when Cled looked back, it was gone.
Any idea how to remove the hex?
No. Cled isn't good at hag magic. Can't help sweet Lady Marina.
You and Marina sound close.
Friends only. Lady Marina is too pretty and kind for the likes of Cled. But if you can't stop the hex, Cled will take care of her. Feeding, shearing, scratching behind her ears. Cled will do his best.
I'm not going to say any of these three things. I don't know why it would be so insulting. She's not fine because she's a sheep. You should leave while you still can. No. He should hang out and stand by his friend.
Are you here to help Marina, or simply irritate me?
Why not both? Have you seen a doll around here?
A doll? This is hardly the time for childish games. Either help Marina, or leave.
Am I allowed to acknowledge the fact that not only do I see the doll, I hear it as well? It just seems odd to me, and maybe part of the curse, that her closest friends can't see what's bothering her.
I'm glad you're here. I clearly lack the power to keep the hag and her hexes away from Marina.
Have you seen a doll around here?
A doll? I saw a curious-looking toy in some boxes upstairs, but I figured it the remnants of the previous tenants.
I know Marina is hexed, but why a sheep?
Because to a hag, we are but lambs to her slaughter. We are mere toys, to be used and broken.
Any idea how to remove the hex?
None. The magic originates from a hag's twisted lair, of that I'm sure. But as to its cure, Helm has not revealed it to me.
You protected Marina until now, that's worth something.
You are kind. But I serve Helm, and failing to keep this hex from Marina is unforgivable. In both his eyes and mine.
I'm not telling any of them to bail on their friend. I don't know how that would be justifiable. It's also not justifiable that I'm stealing all of their stuff, but... This journal's written in a sloppy, ink-spattered hand and dotted with drawings of stick figures. Day 1, Cled met some nice people. They didn't laugh when Cled told them about the redcaps and the rats and the hag. Cled thinks he finally made friends. Day 10, the landlord is angry. He says all the weird things happening are our fault, but they're not. The landlord doesn't care. He says we have to leave. My friends are sad, which means Cled is sad. Cled wants to help. Day 11, Cled found a place to stay. It belonged to old Garlow, but he didn't live there anymore. My friends are really happy. They thank Cled. Cled is happy he did a good job. Helm embossed journal. This journal is written in an elegant hand. On each page, a gauntlet with a staring eye is carefully drawn. I was lost when I came to this city. A coward, a drunkard. I thought everything that made me worthy had been stripped away by the Annis Hag. Then Mayrina found me. She helped me remember the tenets I once fought for. Courage, honor, duty. She brought me back to Helm. She saved my life. Now my savior, my friend, is in pain. A hag hexed her, trapping her in the body of a sheep. It was my job to protect her and the others, and I failed. If she dies, I will not be long following her. Mayrina might have a little bit more information that hasn't been shared yet. All we know is that I can't interact with that doll. Wait, maybe we kill it with, like, a bad omen. Wait, hold on. Something suspicious about this doll. But it's got 30 hit points. What if the key is not to pick up the doll, but just to smash it? It doesn't have any bludgeoning resistance. Karlach could throw a hammer at it a few times. Wait, who?
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
We do have talk with animals, right? Yeah. Okay, Mayrina can no longer communicate with us. I'm gonna F5 it, and I want to see if... Here's the thing. I want to solve this. I don't want to take action that's gonna cause her to, like, fail. But let's see if we can... This is probably gonna be piercing damage, isn't it? Or slashing? No. Spear. Piercing damage.
Well, in it. A strange-looking doll.
But it did take damage. It could be as simple as just shoot the doll. I guess my concern is...
Strange-looking doll.
Oh, no! She's taking damage! So I've done 2 attacks. I took a third of its life. She still has 3/4 of her life. We could also heal her. I think this is still doable, but we want to select a damage type that it's not resistant against. Gale. Hold on, what's this thing's deal? Shoot, fire, but not cold immune. We could try cold. Okay, that only did 1 point of damage to Mayrina, but a lot of damage to the doll. That worked.
You removed my hex. That's annoying. I wanted to play a little longer. Auntie likes her toys broken. She's not going to be happy I had to get my hands dirty.
Well, obviously. What more information will we get? Why don't we just do the fight? Like, well, then again, bad guys do like to talk. Who are you?
I don't matter. Only Auntie does. They want to hurt Auntie. They have the book. I will die before I let anyone touch a hair on her head.
You don't know what you're saying. I don't know anything about this book. I have nothing to do with this. Well, that's true. And I know I have 10 ways to kill you before you can blink. Are we doing this or not? You serve a perversion of nature. End this now before I end you. We're going to say the ranger thing. End this now before I end you.
The others I will leave to rot in this house. But you... I will gift Auntie your corpse wrapped in your own intestines.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, Jaheira goes first. Then we've got Jotlo, who is this a red cap? Sure, looks like it. A level 5 red cap. Not too threatening, but does come with a dose of Ethel's Twisted Blessings. This red cap has an additional 40 hit points. Their strength and constitution scores are increased by 2, and their attacks deal an additional 1 to 12 slashing damage. Also with a bit of Bloodlust, can make multi-attack while under the effects of Bloodlust. What causes that? Well, the first 5 turns. Creature can attack 3 times, regains 3 to 18 hit points if it lands a killing blow. Wow. All right. So let's try to keep this guy away from Citizen Snips and Corvus. Now, but who else is with us? I mean, actually everybody else. That's Adriel. Mayrina is up. And Mayrina fortunately got her hit points back, but only has 8 hit points. So we need to stop Jatlo from getting to her. So I think that we might go with our old friend Spike Growth. Unless we have some other way to tie this guy down and prevent him from moving. Grasping Vine is a... not enough space. Damn it. It's a bonus action. So I was going to say, it does seem like something that we could... Perfect! He can't move. That is very helpful to us. Now we can just unload ranged attacks on him as much as we want. Probably just regular... like, why burn a whole bunch of spells? I think that's Jaheira. Okay. Right. He got back a bunch of hit points because he killed the vine, but... okay, he's no longer entangled, but we have a lot of guys that get to go before he does. Why don't we... how does he feel about fire? He's fine. So... or fine to hit, I mean. So, let's see if we can light him up. Well, we didn't get everything out of this burlap sack before we lit it on fire. Gotta get that cheese before it melts. We're gonna pull back, though. Actually, let's pull right back next to Mayrina. And I didn't put the hunter's mark on there. Alright. 4 next time. The Dryad. So the Dryad can do spike growth. This... I don't know if this is just a forever thing that she can do or what, but sure. Let me just make sure that we're not getting any allies here, but I don't think so. And then... oh, did we break this area? Yeah, alright, we can't go that way. Lady, how about you just... yeah, we'll hang out right here. I really want the benefit of her you can't get entangled aura. Corvus, let's have you do your ranged attack. And again, we want to stop him from being able to get into Mayrina at all. Now, Karlach. Karlach is the most likely, I think, to jump down there and wallop him. Path is interrupted. Target is blocked. Yeah, I think that if we jump down there... the Azer also, I think, would benefit from coming on down here. Okay, but don't get too spike growthy, guys. It's fine. We've got this underhand. Corvus, or sorry, Citizen Snips actually can't do anything, so we're just gonna move him over here. We don't want that guy to get a killing blow. He gets a bunch of hit points for killing our crab. Mayrina, again, you stay out of the spike growth, please. 15 hit points. I think that we magic missile this dude. Just a regular old level 1 magic missile. Okay, time out. Yeah, everybody please don't walk on the spike growth. We can just turn that off. I think. Okay, nobody died. I'm like, I really want to make sure that the NPCs didn't walk around on that. Nope, no. Mayrina died. No, we're reloading. That's absolute horseshit. Okay, second attempt. This one 1,000 times more successful. Let's not do the spike growth specifically. However, we are still going to try to go for the grasping vine. Wherever that is. There it is. Hold on, just grab him. Okay, that's Grasping Vine. And now Jaheira. Grasping Vine was a bonus action for her. Let's do some Ray of Frost. I feel like that's going to work out better for her than... No, that's still only 50%. Plant growth would be safer, maybe, because it doesn't do any damage the way that spike growth does. Oh, but now it's on fire, which makes it dangerous again. I'm going to be... Okay, we'll do our best. Karlach is very fire resistant. That's not what I meant. I am so Alyssa. And once again, forgot to do my Hunter's Mark. We'll do it now in case there's a second round. And I can't. Dryad. No spike growth this time, and I also don't want to run her around in the fire too much. She doesn't have much in the way of ranged weapons. Let's have her come up here and maybe guard the top of the stairs. Corvus. Corvus can do his ranged attack. And then Gale. I do like the magic missile. Citizen Snips. Yeah, you just back right the hell off. We don't need to feed him any more hit points. The Azer is not going to care about this fire at all. Or at least he shouldn't. His head is on fire. I guess he does take some damage.
You deserve this, treacherous prick.
Okay, stop. Lady, stop.
That lying, thieving, scaly little shit! Thanks for knifing the bastard. That makes twice you've saved me. I'm starting to think you're my guardian angel.
I'm starting to think that I need to keep you talking until that fire goes out. Time out. Hey, Jaheira. Okay. Fire's out. Danger has passed. Good to see you again, Mayrina. Now, when we parted, we did not get on very well, but this is exactly the woman that I thought it was. She was ripping pissed the last time that we saw her, so let's try to smooth things over. Good to see you again.
You too. I've come a long way since we last met. Decided I was sick and tired of feeling stupid, helpless. So I decided I wasn't going to be a victim anymore. This group is made of survivors. People like me who've been hurt by hags. I brought them together to fight back. We tracked a hag to the city, but lost her trail. Right after she snatched a little girl.
Any leads on the missing girl?
None. Her mother has no idea of what she's up against. Poor woman thinks the Fist will be able to help her. The moment I started investigating the missing girl, I felt the Hag's eye on me. Next thing, I was sprouting wool and bleating up a storm.
I'm here to help. I'll start by speaking to the child's mother.
Thank you. With you at our side, that Hag won't know what hit her. Check the safe in the back. I've done my homework on Hag since we last tangled with Ethel. Take whatever you need. I know it by heart anyway. Laura was knocking about Basilisk Gate, at the Flaming Fist's headquarters. Good luck.
All right, Mayrina thanked us for helping us to root out the spy in their midst, and we receive a Staff of Interruption. Oh, look at this! It can do Counterspell! I don't even know what kind of staff Gale is currently using, but this would be very helpful. Yes. Let's get that on Gale straight away. What's his current staff even? Resistant to fire damage, firebolt, and fireball. So it's not bad, but I do think that having Counterspell just available on a whim.
Still breathing.
My darling, Auntie sent you a little present, a hex doll, just for Mayrina. Use it to scare her and her little cronies off, or butcher them, I don't care. Just find that book, or rip out your lungs and feed them to your brothers. Lots of love, Auntie. And a key to the lair, which you would think you wouldn't be passing out all that commonly.
The Dragonborn was Cled's friend. Why? Why would he hurt Lady Mayrina?
He was only pretending to be her friend. It was all a ploy.
But Lady Mayrina was kind to him. To us. Anyone who hurts Lady Mayrina is Cled's enemy. But anyone who helps her is Cled's friend. Thank you.
Yeah, if Mayrina had gotten killed as a side effect of combat, I might have accepted that. And even then, I'm going to say up front, I probably still would have reloaded it. But when the combat ended, she was alive, and then she walked onto a lethal surface. That's a no. I can't accept that.
Did you find the missing girl's mother, Laura?
Look, give me a minute.
Keep searching. A Hag is behind this. I know it.
This is all my fault. Mayrina was hexed mere days after the Dragonborn joined us. Why didn't I see it?
Well, because 1,000 other things also happened during those days. They're liars and cheats by nature.
That's no excuse. I know what they're like. Yet still, I welcome the Dragonborn with open arms. Mayrina was right about you. Thank you for saving her when I couldn't.
When she says, I know what they're like, I hope that she means the Hag servants, because they're all liars and cheats. Like, that's the lifestyle that they choose, and not Dragonborn in general. It'd feel a little bit weird if right now she decided to get, like, hyper racist about it. Alright, now we're allowed to look in the safe. We've got A Hunter's Guide to Hags. An excerpt from A Hunter's Guide to Hags by the legendary dwarven ranger Armandine Hartwood. Armandine. Text in this excerpt has been underlined several times. All but the most arrogant of hags, from knight to boer, know that death is a possibility. As such, they won't hesitate to bend the rules of the material plane to escape death's clutches, returning stronger than ever. To do this, hags use, of all things, the common and humble mushroom. By imbuing these spore-producing fungi with her essence, she can endlessly revive herself. Neither blade nor bow will do these fungi lasting harm. The very twisted magic that heals the hag defends them. Instead, fire is your ally. Burn the mushrooms to ashes, and your blade will strike the hag's heart true. But a warning, hunter. Even in death, a hag is dangerous. Be quick, be swift, be deadly. Hag's Bane. Okay, that sounds like something worth making. And then a tear-stained journal. This book seems part diary, part scientific study. Detailed diagrams of hags from green to anise to dune fill the margins. This page is written in a harsh, sloping script. Sentences are blurred by what look like tears. The girl is dead. We were so close to perfecting it. Another day and she would have been safe, but we were too late. It was too much for the mother. I found her swinging from the rafters this morning. Helm, forgive me for not saving her. Forgive me for not saving her child. 2 years old and eaten alive by a hag. What is wrong with this world? But it doesn't have to be this way. I'm onto something, I know it. Hags have powerful digestive systems. It's what allows them to turn a child into a hag. However, their gut flora is incredibly sensitive to certain alchemical agents. With the right ingredients and Helm at my side, I could theoretically force emesis, causing the hag to vomit up a sullen child. This is getting colorful. I both pray this works and that I'll never have to use it. Detailed instructions follow on how to make what the author calls the Hag's Bane. I want to talk further with her about this, and then we definitely want to make the Hag's Bane.
You must stop the hag, or she'll never stop tormenting us. Please.
I want to see if we can make that hag stuff right now, so we don't forget. Hag's Bane. It's a grenade, and I can make one of them. Probably ever, so we'd better make it count. And Alyssa will carry it for now. And then the rest of this stuff, I actually do come in here every once in a while, you know, extract all ingredients and so forth, but we'll look at that a bit later. What is this? Oh, inspiration points. Got it. So we've talked to everybody here. We haven't gone into Wooden Hatch yet. Since we've now read the stuff, let me just chat with her and then Marina again. I think we might have already done this.
Stop.
Yeah, okay, we did that.
Did you find the missing girl's mother? Look, keep searching.
Okay, let's look into the Wooden Hatch. Okay, nothing makes me feel better than immediately failing multiple perception checks.
Watch how you go.
Okay, maybe a little slower on the path forward from here.
Something over there.
Wait, how do I know what it is? Is it a pressure plate? Can we step off of it? Okay. I don't feel like we've seen any pressure plates. We've had vents that you can put stuff on top of, but that feels like the very first pressure plate that we've seen. All right, let's read some of these things that we picked up. Inklings. This novel is bookmarked on a page lined with markings. Its reader seems to have underscored certain parts for emphasis. After all, there's no point in denying the undeniable, which, until that moment, I had obscured with the 1 million marker minor tasks by which I measured my life. Yes, the polishing, the scrubbing, the pouring of wine and tea and deference into my master's cup, all of it had surrounded and obscured the essential truth of my life. Like a phalanx now fallen, I had wasted my years one by one, and now there were hardly any left to me at all. List of things to do. This is his retirement plan. Climb a tree, have a truly exceptional sandwich, spend a whole day reading, visit Waterdeep, get a massage, swim in the Chyanthar. I think I've been saying it incorrectly. Buy a new coat and get a cat. All worthy tasks. The Hag's Bane, I think that we've read that. Yeah, I'm going to hold on to this until we've dealt with the Hag. But these two books, at least, I feel like we can give over to Karlach. So I want to try to do this Create Undead. Yeah, there it is. So what do we know about Mummy? Mummy can multi-attack, aim multiple attacks at a target that is frightened. Each one deals 5 to 15 slashing damage and 3 to 18 necrotic damage. Dreadful Glare. Affix your target with your baleful gaze to frighten it. So we probably want to start with scare them and then do multi-attack. But if we can't, we can just do a regular attack. And Mummy has 93 hit points. Like, that's a damn good summon. I don't care who it is, but we just want somebody to stand on this pressure plate and just hang out right there. Fuck! I honestly wasn't expecting there to be more traps. God damn it. Slow. And these are all made of acid. That's super. Now, who knows what might have been in here? Probably just rags and towels and old shoes or whatever, but... Elixir of Sea Invisibility. Always nice. Necrotic Resistance. Then we've got a Bronze Goblet, $230, and Old Garlow's Basement Backroom Key. Further back than this, then. I think that that's everything here. So, I wasn't expecting... Oh, we can come out of sneak mode. I was absolutely not expecting that there would be another round of Hag conversations. I'm not... Another encounter with Marina wasn't, like, completely out of the question, but honestly, I hadn't thought about her in a great many episodes, so it's interesting that she's back in play. And also, kind of over the whole, I hate you, you took away the love of my life. I'm glad that she came around on that, because otherwise, what I didn't feel good about it was leaving her with the impression that everything would have been awesome if only this, like, stupid asshole ranger hadn't gone ahead and ruined everything that she wanted. Where, my friends? They're all coming now, yeah? So we've done Old Garlow's place. Sure, let's go talk to murder target Alexander.
Hard life working these docks, but steady at least. Always something that needs hauling.
New additions out yet?
Let me just check my map again. Yeah, we still want to go west from here.
Move along, nothing to see here. At least by day, thank the gods.
Don't go peeking in the window of that house on the corner. You might get an arrow to the face.
All right, I think that murder victim Alexander... Okay, we're gonna keep a polite distance from Steel Watcher. Those double doors are locked. And murder target Alexander is in this building, but upstairs. Oh, here we go.
The bibliophile.
I'm amazed that you can just go through people's mailboxes and it doesn't qualify as, like, getting in trouble, as long as you don't take it. My friend, tragedy has struck. Remember the invitation you wrangled for me to visit Volo's salon? The moment I saw him, I couldn't help but fall to my knees, speechless before such a great man. As I babbled like a fool, all of his writerly friends poked jibes at me, until I felt forced to flee for shame. Now, all the literary gate is mocking me, before I've even published a single story. I fear no one will ever publish me now. Whatever should I do? Is there any chance you have in stock Legendary Men, the Girdle of Masculinity? I've been looking for this account for a long time, but so many poke fun when I ask after it. I'm convinced the girdle isn't a myth. Oh, you guys, I might actually have that. I'm not even kidding. Remember the underwear that we found? No, that was more of like a harness, not really a girdle. I take it back. And I intend to don it myself when I find it one day. Any other text mentioning the relic would make my day. Also in this game, like, legendary things are color marked. It was very distinctive underwear is all I'm saying.
Plenty of knowledge to be found in these books and scrolls, friend. That will stand to you long after the spent gold is forgotten.
Let me see what you got. All right, I don't know how much we might buy, but I do feel like we've got tons to sell. $232 worth.
If a book's dog-eared, you know it's good. That's my rule.
Let's read the recommendations here. I won't bother making broad recommendations to my readers. The diversity of your preferences is so broad that what tickles one would offend another. Instead, let me offer my suggestions by category. And then we've got a whole bunch of specific... Yeah, I'm sure that they're great. We're looking for the murder threat subject, and it looks like there's a... No. I really thought that this connected over to the next building. We can't get there from here. And I'm certainly not going to steal from the bibliophile person.
You don't bloody look where they're walking. That's right. Folk these days have no...
Oh, look at this marked for death symbol here.
I don't need any attention right now.
Imagine what's done to the house prices. I can't let the kids play out in the street now.
Oh man, murder victim Alexander. We didn't make it in time.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
We know that he was Alexander, and we know that he got killed. We could ask him who killed him. I guess it's a little bit of interest. Where are you from? What were you doing when you died? Let's start with who killed you.
He was short, dressed in red.
That sounds a lot like Dolor. What were you doing when you died?
Investigating odd records.
What odd records?
Tombstone. Shop. No owner. Decades now.
The trouble is, we encountered some information about the Tombstone shop in either the last episode or the previous one, but now I don't remember that detail. It's a familiar topic, but I don't remember from where. Now, one of my questions is, which Tombstone shop? Alyssa, is there a Tombstone shop district? How many do they need? I feel like there's got to be the one, right? You could probably just ask, where's the Tombstone shop? If we walk around and they're like, you're going to have to narrow it down, then I guess we're really in trouble. We know it was Dolor. Why were you killed? But I feel like we're learning a lot about these unusual records. Let's try why were you killed. What was your job is still a valid question, because we know he was investigating the ownership records, but we don't know why. Was he a journalist? Was he somebody that was wronged by the Tombstone owners? Like, there's a valid question to be had here. But why were you killed?
The corpse remains silent. It does not know.
What was your job? Because I don't think that who are you or what happened to you is going to be very helpful. I guess he might describe how he was killed, but ultimately by a red dwarf. Like, does it matter if he was stabbed or poisoned or... I mean, there's a lot of blood, probably not poison. What was your job?
Dogs on Ombudsman.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
If there's a pattern to the murder victims, I haven't been able to figure out. We've got a chef at the Elf Song Inn. We've got a wealthy old couple that run a wine shop and maybe a vineyard, I don't know. And then we've got this dude who worked down on the docks. If it was just the wine shop and the ombudsman at the shop, maybe some sort of weird import-export thing that they're planning to do. But then what does the chef at the Elf Song have to do with it? The victims seem borderline random. Mate, we're worried about you. You've gotten too deep into this conspiracy nonsense, and honestly, it's making you dull. You're coming out for drinks tonight. The singing lute at sundown. That's the bar that we passed on the way here. You'd better be there. We're gonna have to come get you, and there's no guarantee we'll be sober. Probably not reading this. No. We will steal it. This cheese record could be just the clue that we need. Successful cheeses, red, white, yellow, sharp, and mellow. Unsuccessful cheeses, smoked, blue, and waxed. He prefers his cheeses crumbled to little pieces. Hold on, we have to steal the cheese ledger. Let's look downstairs. I'm kind of curious how I was supposed to get in here. Yeah, hold on. Let's talk with Rat. Well, okay, I don't want to pickpocket him. I just wanted to have a chat.
Hello, hello. Ooh, are you the new cheese dropper? I do hope so. I'm almost down to the last crumbs.
What happened to your last cheese dropper?
Alexander was his name. He dropped all manner of morsels, but the cheeses were the best. Until the Red Man visited.
Tell me about this Red Man. I don't even know what a cheese dropper is. Okay, Alyssa. I feel like we can put it together from the contextual clues. Tell me about this Red Man who visited Alexander.
A dwarf, all dressed in red. He smiled and held Alexander close, and then Alexander was shouting and struggling, and soon he was all dressed in red as well. So many red morsels fell out of Alexander. They tasted like salt and rust. Very good. Even better than cheese.
Where did the dwarf go?
Away. To make more people red and to spill their tasty morsels. Go away now. Your delicious scent makes me crave your morsels, but it would be rude to bite you.
So now we know that the cheese ledger was about this guy. Do I have any cheese? We have cheese record and cheese wedge. Well, this is yellow. Doesn't he like yellow cheese? I'm gonna put the cheese down. Yeah, okay, it's tough to see, but it's there. Okay, we put down some cheese for the rat. Maybe the rat will like the cheese better than that man's internals. Messy splatters of deep brown red adorn the scrap of parchment. Those wishing to face the Dreadlord's tribunal and enter the Temple of Baal must slay the targets on this list. So we have a copy of this. And it might now... Oh, you know what? I bet Alexander Rainforest was already listed as being killed on the one that we had. I wasn't differentiating between the ones listed as killed versus not, but... Yeah, we talked with Cora. We met Figaro's sister. And then the chef. We have not been to the Blushing Mermaid. Or these two places. Yet. Oh, because they're Upper City, that's why.
This is a ritual game, and the murderer wanted it found.
Oh, I hope that we find some more of Dribbles the Clown down here. God, that's a weird sentence.
There's a trap.
Really, Alyssa, where? But this time, I don't know what... Now, we might have just destroyed evidence. I don't know, like, these bodies being on fire, like smoldering ruins. If they had any paper on them, we might have just lost it. This one was less scorched. Effigy of Abazigal, who soared on shredded wing. What use his pride? He thought himself a dragon, but died as a worm. Below is an exaggerated signature written in blood, or in the red. The time-bitten parchment of this scroll flakes and frays, obscuring most of its content. It appears to describe the process for breaking an enchantment that has bound a mighty dragon into another's service. Now, when we came downstairs, Alyssa described this as being a ritual killing, which it surely is, and then said... Then we found that, well, we found that document. Right, and the letter that we pulled off of her, off of this body, was talking about a dragon. So I wonder if this was a ritual that the two of them was doing, because they certainly didn't kill one another. But is this something that Orin is doing to break a dragon out of somebody's service? Does Gortash, this is, don't answer these questions, but this is me thinking aloud. The only reason that I can think of for Orin to care about such a thing is if Gortash has a dragon bound to his service, and she's looking to sever that connection so that then maybe she can do something about him.
Be cautious.
Let's read this, but this is almost certainly going to be... Yes, we've read that probably a few times over. Wait, Tombstone Shop notes. The topic that keeps coming up. I'd come across several pointers towards Candle Hollow's Tombstone Shop, so I decided to use my spare time for a while to watch it for suspicious activity. Indeed, the place is strange. It seems disconnected from Candle Hollow's main mortuary business over in Eastway. In fact, they don't seem to sell anything at all. There's one callow shop lad who hangs about looking bored. Otherwise, there's just the occasional customer who enters and then stays inside for a while, sometimes for hours. When they leave, these customers seem different somehow. I'd swear I saw one go in and out the same clothing, but leave wearing a different face. Must stay alert. I think the shop lad may have noticed me hanging around. I'll give this observation just one more day. See, absent additional information, that makes me think that that's the space that they're using to spread worms. The brain worms. But how on earth does that dovetail in with the ritual and Orin and the killing and the dragon? They don't need to. They can be unrelated ideas. It's just they're sort of occupying the same space. Note addressed to Alexander Rainforest. We met him, in a manner of speaking. Alright, my lot have been watching that tombstone spot for a 10-day now. Seen a bunch of folk in big cloaks going in, only seen a scant few come out though. It's weird. You'd think it'd be quite cramped in there by now with that many folk inside. It's only a tiny shop. Anyway, your lump sum bought you a 10-day. You want more of our time, pay up. All the rest, bro a moonglow. More people coming in than coming out, especially when it's such a small shop. I think we just found the entrance to the Temple of Baal. I don't know why a god of murder would want to build their crypt underneath a tombstone shop, but it absolutely seems like that is where they're going to go in, and if they're coming out at all, coming out through any number of other underground tunnels. So I think that we are finding where that is now. A note detailing ownership details of Candle Hollow's tombstone. It has existed as funeral arrangements for generations, owned by the Candle Hollow's family. Attempted rebrand after Lelena Candle Hollow took over in 1494 DR to the tombstones. Rebrand focus on our core values. Getting folk buried fast. Not well, not appropriately. Sometimes the graves are only 1.5 feet, but by God, we get the dirt over them. Turned over to the fist for obscene necromantic practices by local adventurers. Unclear as to where she's jailed. Shop hasn't sold a tombstone in months. Deed still being paid for. No note of payee, just gets paid. How? I wonder if the group of adventurers were Minsk and Chihira, since we know that they had something to do with going to the temple, and then Minsk decided to get real loud about it. If only Chihira were here and not waiting outside looking at her wristwatch. The guild seal on the inside of the cover belongs to a printmaking collective in Baldur's Gate. Oh, no, we've read all this. Yeah, no, we've read all of those. But wait, don't open, because this is trapped. Is there no way to disarm the trap? Hold on. Wait, hold on. There's a whole other door here. Maybe there's a different way. If I open that, I don't want my animals to die, and also maybe we don't have to have the trap go off in our face. Well, that bodes well. Wait. I was going to tell my animal friends not to come in, but it was too late. After all, I failed the perception check. It would have been inappropriate to not...
Maybe I need more pockets.
Just come right in. There's nothing here. It's all fine. Okay, well, no one else is using this sapphire, so that's fair game. I think that sapphire was worth an explosion to the face. I don't seem to have the option to de-trap this, even though I know that it's there, which is a little odd. Wait, was it not trapped? I honestly thought that it was. I thought that the golden glow meant trapped. Well, fuck. Now I gotta blow up some more. Can we throw... No, it's not fair. My character doesn't know it's there. Fuck.
There's a trap.
At least she saved, so she took 1 point of damage from that. If you blow me up, I'm going to take a lot more than 1 point of damage. I'm hoping, and I'm going to F5 it, that we can come out this door. Oh, no, not yet. Some people might question the wisdom of doing a lot of burglary with a bird and a crab alongside. Seems like the sort of thing that might draw the attention of the guards, but here in Faerun, it's just a normal Tuesday. Between here and the next episode, and we might even be standing in a slightly different place, I'm going to have to clear out the inventory and, you know, move some stuff around, so we will take care of that, and see you for the next episode of Baldur's Gate 3 really, really soon, as quickly as we can. Let's go find somebody fun to raid. Thank you guys so much for joining for episode 34 of Baldur's Gate 3, and we'll see you guys again as soon as possible. And until next time, I hope you have a great night.
What do you think happened to the